Elon Musk is taking the term science fiction to a whole new level. Already famous for disrupting the car industry and spearheading the movement to colonize Mars, last year he made a startling announcement that sent shockwaves through the business world. What's the announcement, you ask? Well, Musk is planning to mine gold from an asteroid in the future. An asteroid with gold worth quintillions. And if he were to move forward with this plan, there would be more than enough to distribute to everyone on the planet. So, are you ready to be a billionaire? In today's video, we'll be taking a deep dive into Musk's attempt to mine a golden asteroid worth $700 quintillion. Elon Musk seems to take pleasure in accomplishing tasks once deemed impossible. He was recently made aware of an asteroid with a high concentration of precious metals. He plans to send a probe to the asteroid to investigate the possibility of mining it by 2022. Experts have estimated the asteroid's worth of a whopping $700 quintillion based on the amount of gold, silver, and copper it contains. The asteroid in question is called 16 Psyche. 16 Psyche is one of the largest asteroid belt objects circling between Mars and Jupiter. It has a diameter of 140 miles and has previously been observed as a thick metallic core containing infinite riches. Musk is reportedly considering forming a partnership with NASA to mine this asteroid, which is primarily composed of nickel and silver, both of which are precious metals used in a variety of gadgets. Musk plans to launch an uncrewed mission to Psyche in 2022 with a target arrival date of 2026. I don't know about you, but considering Musk's track record, let's go out on a limb and say that target date could be further delayed. Mining 16 Psyche will not be an easy feat to accomplish either, and will definitely be one of Musk's more long-term projects. The asteroid is 230 million miles away from the Earth. The Psyche mission will journey to a unique metal-rich asteroid, also named Psyche, which orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter, NASA said in a statement. We've seen meteorites that are mostly metal, but Psyche could be unique in that it might be an asteroid that is totally made of iron and nickel, a NASA employee said. Though the potential of mining on Psyche is new, the asteroid itself has been known for many years. According to Arizona State University researchers, Italian astronomer Annibale de Gasparis discovered 16 Psyche in 1852 and named it after the ancient Greek goddess of the soul. The asteroid is most likely a survivor of violent hit-and-run collisions that were common during the formation of the solar system. $1 billion, let alone a quintillion, is tough to comprehend. To put that into perspective, each person on the planet would receive $93 billion if this money was divided fairly. Forget about poverty. The value of the asteroid could make everyone rich. Of course, this would never happen in reality. Gold's current price is determined by its perceived rarity, which is driven by demand. However, if there's an overabundance of gold on the market, it will become virtually worthless. Gold still has some practical applications, such as in electronics, but it would not be the same expensive metal we know today. Even without the golden asteroid, Elon Musk recently surpassed Bill Gates to become the second richest man in the world. As shares of his electric car company hit a new high, his personal wealth soared, bringing his net worth to a staggering $127.9 billion. Musk's fortunes are closely linked to Tesla's. According to Bloomberg, his most valuable asset is the company's stock, which he last owned 20% of. In 2022, Tesla's stock increased by about 524%, allowing Musk to increase his net worth by more than $100 billion. But what would happen to Musk's fortune if he were to successfully mine this one-of-a-kind asteroid? Some speculate that if he had control of the majority of the gold supply, he could use a system similar to that used in the diamond industry. The reality is that diamonds are not very rare, thanks to the discovery of several new diamond resources in the last 100 years. The scarcity of diamonds has decreased significantly since the discovery of the Kimberley deposit in South Africa. But the De Beers company that ran that mine was smart. Rather than flooding the market with diamonds to drive down prices, they held the supply and released it in bursts to keep the idea of rarity alive. So, if Musk releases gold on a sporadic basis in order to raise or drop its value, he can maintain prices high and accrue wealth for a long time. Musk could put this money to good use to supercharge his many businesses. For example, he would have nearly limitless resources to expand Tesla, which is a highly prominent brand but only produces a small number of automobiles. It's well worth over $500 billion, but it only manufactured 365,300 vehicles in 2019. In comparison, Toyota, which has a market capitalization of just under $200 billion, manufactured over 10 million cars just in 2019. SpaceX could also use the financial boost to accelerate their Mars venture and have a thriving permanent colony in less time than anyone anticipated. Musk's Neuralink company could also hire more researchers, and his Starlink company could launch satellites into space at a faster rate. But this idea of mining an asteroid wasn't an out-of-the-blue concept for Musk. In fact, he's hinted about pursuing mining for years. Back in 2019, Musk speculated that he would do well in the industry. He stated, "As we scale battery production to very high levels, we actually have to look further down the supply chain. We might get into the mining business. Maybe, a little at least. We'll do whatever we have to do in order to ensure we scale at the fastest rate possible." It's extremely likely that the next space race will be driven by business and private companies, as companies funded by the biggest names in business like Musk's SpaceX or Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin race to colonize Mars. The process of claiming territory in space has never been more rapid, and traditional mining companies are joining the fray as well. 2 space mining companies backed by big-name investors are gearing up for a gold rush after asteroid ownership was made legal in 2015. Deep Space Industries and Planetary Resources each have their own eyes on the 2011 UW-158 asteroid, which is twice the size of the Tower of London and is worth up to $10 trillion. It seems as though Psyche is just the first of many celestial bodies to garner the interest of business leaders around the world. And this is not the only asteroid Musk has mentioned recently. He tried to warn that a massive asteroid could strike the Earth and wipe out huge swaths of the population if it weren't prepared. After a conversation on Joe Rogan's popular podcast, he tweeted that, "A big rock will hit Earth eventually, and we currently have no defense." However, NASA seems to contradict this information. They stated on their website, no known asteroid poses a significant risk of impact with Earth over the next 100 years. But don't worry, NASA has designated a department that finds undetected asteroids and tracks their orbits so they have data on where exactly an asteroid will be up to 100 years in the future. Even if an undetected asteroid slipped through, the incidence is extremely rare, occurring only once every 2 or 3 centuries. It's wonderful that people are shooting for the stars, but there are still those who refuse to fund the young space mining industry's ambitious aspirations. Space mining, according to critics, will not take off in the future, and you only have to look at the history of civilization to see why. Most space mining is ruled out by one factor: gravity. On the one hand, it ensures that the majority of the solar system's finest mineral resources are beneath our feet, but gravity poses a more technical problem. Escaping Earth's gravitational field makes transporting the volumes of materials needed in a mining operation hugely expensive. Transporting a payload to Mars orbit on the Falcon Heavy, a huge rocket manufactured by Elon Musk's SpaceX, costs as little as $5,357 per kilogram, a drastic reduction in normal launch costs. Even at those prices, just getting a single half-ton drilling rig to the asteroid belt would use up the annual exploration budget of a small mining company. Power is another issue. With 35,000 square feet of solar panels, the International Space Station can generate up to 120 kilowatts of electricity. That drill would require a similar-sized power plant. And most mining companies operate multiple rigs at a time. When you move exploration drilling to mining and processing, your power requirements skyrocket. Bringing material back to Earth would raise the costs even more. Last year, Japan's Hayabusa 2 satellite spent 6 years and 16.4 billion yen, or $157 million, retrieving a single gram of material from the asteroid Ryugu and returning it to Earth. So when you think about it, is mining an asteroid truly worth it? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe with post notifications for more Elon Musk videos.